Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is April the 4th, 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking, gold and hold. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Hey, real quick, Friday is coming up. This Week in Bitcoin will be on around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Federico will be joining us from Italy. You remember him. But there'll be some other interesting guests also. I just wanted to give you that a 2-day warning. It's still Wednesday here on the East Coast. It is late at night. I actually had a video a little bit earlier. Secret video. Link to below. Check out the links below. That's the only time I'm going to mention the secret video taped with my good camera for those of you who like pretty pictures. And yeah, do you guys like this shirt? This is from Barefoot Barry. I've worn it before. He's down in New Zealand. I'm a believer. Bitcoin. He makes these shirts, gives them to me. He gives out his Bitcoin address, which I link to below. So if you want to send them some Bitcoin, he's like in the middle of nowhere in New Zealand. I think he's on the South Island, actually. I've never been down there, and he's not really close to a big city. He's a good guy. He emails me a lot. So, hey, Barry, thanks for the shirt. And thanks to everyone who's out there watching this video, supporting this video. Pound that like button, as someone out there says. So, should I adjust this a little bit so you can see my hair? Because I know a lot of you like to look at my hair for some reason. I don't know why. Shout out to everybody out in San Francisco. Yeah, there are a lot of guys out in San Francisco who like to look at my hair. Nothing wrong with that, dudes. There are some manly dudes out in San Francisco. There's a guy who watches this. He's a realtor out in San Francisco. You're a good dude. I'm not going to name your name. And you do what you got to do out there. Much respect to the guys out there. Seriously, I don't care what people do in their personal time, man. That's their business. San Francisco is a beautiful city. And some of the dudes like my hair out there, so good for them. All right. And I'd love to go back to San Francisco. I'll speak to any group in San Francisco. Man, I'll go to the hardcore gay bar and speak to the dudes out there. I don't care. If they love Bitcoin, I'll go to their bar. I don't care. See, I'm dead serious about it. That's how much I'm spreading the word about Bitcoin. There might be, are there any like gay men's group for Bitcoin out there? I've never heard of that before. Because that's a good group to use Bitcoin. Seriously. Gay dudes don't have wives, man. They got a lot of wealth, man. Some of those dudes work hard, got all sorts of good businesses going on out there. So if you're in the community and everything out there, and I think there is a guy out there who watches this show who's in the, maybe he's not in the community out there. Spread it amongst the dudes out there, man, because this is something for men. I don't care what those men do in their personal time. This is something for single men who don't have to, who value their wealth in Bitcoin. All right. None of that was prepared at all, baby. This video, this channel is like nothing you've seen in the freaking Bitcoin ecosystem. And hey, man, I've been around for a while, so you're getting some hardcore information here that you're going to get nowhere else. All right. So let's just jump into yesterday's show real quick, which is linked to below. First of all, before I jump into that, the guy, Bitcoin Budgie, has a great tweet out there. And he made it seem like I said this. This is his quote that he got from like watching my channel. Like it kind of summarizes things that I say, but this is his quote. Instead of doing something with your Bitcoin while doing nothing with your life, do something with your life and do not touch your Bitcoin, at least not until 2020. All right. So everybody always knows that I say do nothing with your Bitcoin. Long-term thinking, golden hold. Just at least wait until at least wait until the 2020 halving and learn what that is. Learn what Bitcoin halvings are, 2024, 2028, all that stuff. But also, yeah, do nothing with your Bitcoin, but do something with your freaking life. And dude, Bitcoin Budgie, his tweet, I have retweeted it. Dude, you really summed up the Meister there, the Bitcoin Meister. So pound that like button for Bitcoin Budgie for that awesome opener. And dude, I'm really stretching out the opener of this video, but who cares? It's late at night, and it's my second video of the freaking day. So yes, in yesterday's video, we were talking about my dream of decentralized exchanges, and you know how there's all this pay to play, and we're going to get to a pay to play situation in a second. But immediately people started in the chat. I checked it out later. My boy Corey out in Colorado, who is I'm going to see on April the 25th at the World Crypto Network event out there in Denver. Check out the link below. And also, I'll be in Los Angeles on the 17th speaking out there, Century City. Check out that link below. Buy tickets to both of those events. But anyway, Corey reminded me of the Bisq decentralized cryptocurrency exchange, which already exists. And yes, if more people actually used it, it would help the situation out. Now, it's not the easiest thing to use. And some of you are going to say, oh, Adam, it's so easy. So no, people don't like downloading things. I interact with people all the time. I know what easy really is, and I know what hard really is. And again, in our little bubble, our little circle, there are all these people out there that, you know, that are a little bit more skilled. The common person is going to need things to be really easy to get into this thing. Okay, so Bisq is not easy currently, but it does exist. I did know about it. I didn't mention it though. But I've been familiar with it when it used to have the other name too, actually. And people have, you know, I think I was in contact with the guy who's in charge of it. But again, it is decentralized. The guy who made it, I guess, because it's on its own. Now, it's funny. Andreas Antonopoulos has a video out there that just recently came out. I linked to it below, where he talks about his belief in decentralized exchanges, how that is the future. Cross-atomic swaps he talks about. He brings up Bisq, actually. And he totally likes the crypto for crypto exchange aspect of a decentralized exchange. But he says there's a weakness when you're doing fiat, a government's fiat currency to cryptocurrency. And I'm going to get into that in a second. I jumped ahead a little bit, so bear with me. When I did check out the Bisq exchange, the volume is incredibly low right now, incredibly low. I linked to the coin market cap explanation of Bisq, description of Bisq, which shows the most popular trading pairs. And not surprisingly, the most popular one is Monero to Bitcoin, or Bitcoin to Monero, whatever, Bitcoin to Monero, going back and forth. So you've got people, and it makes a lot of sense, who want to get an anonymous cryptocurrency, and they don't want anyone to know who they are. So you can buy Monero on, you know, all sorts of other exchanges, but the point of weakness there is that your identity is known. You as a member of that exchange, you've given away your identity, or some identity. Some of you probably maybe lied about your identity. I don't know, but still, you've given away some identity. It's traceable to your identity. On this exchange, you buy Monero, nobody knows you bought it, and you bought into something that is totally supposedly totally anonymous. So I don't know what you're about to do with that. Hey, man, that's your business. But with these you would have to assume if it becomes more popular, if more people out there really have to use cryptocurrency for very private transactions, that they're going to find this Bisq, and they're going to buy the cryptocurrencies where they will be truly anonymous on. So I thought that was an interesting aspect of Bisq that is already out there. So, you know, check out the links below, and you can see all that for yourself and maybe come to some other conclusions. Anyway, and in Andreas' video, he talks about how, you know, he does like these type of exchanges, and it anticipates more of them, like Bisq, that's the future. But the thing that he brought up, that, and we've used these terms before, it's a hard promise. When you get your crypto to crypto, it's a hard promise. Once you make the trade, it cannot be revoked. That's it. Hard promise. The soft promise is if you fiat to crypto. Okay. You might have thought, that, hey man, my fiat, I've gotten fiat for this crypto. Oh, great. But your bank can always take away that fiat, or your bank, the bank can stop it. The bank can punish you at any time. Andreas actually says, you can have 1,000,000 confirmations in terms of fiat, but it doesn't matter. Your bank can still steal it from you, steal that, revoke that transaction, because they can take away. They can say, oh, you were involved in a Bitcoin transaction. That's it. We're now deducting money from you that you spent, or money that you earned from that transaction. It's gone now. So anyway, that's Andrea. Watch Andreas's video. It does a better job of explaining it than I do. I link to it below. All right. What else do we have here out from the Twitter world? Oh, this is from Joseph Young, and it's about Japanese people. A study found that 14% of employees in Japan aged 20 to 25 years already invested in or hold cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is a surprisingly high adoption rate. I expected less than 10%, even in a leading cryptocurrency market like Japan. Dude, I agree with you, man. That is surprisingly high, 14%. I don't know how they conducted that study, how they did that survey, how scientific it is. If that is true, 14% of employees in Japan aged 20 to 25 already are involved in cryptocurrency in some way. Well, then we're well on our way here, aren't we, man? We're well on our way here to some big change. I hope that's true. I really hope that's true. I found that interesting. And some people out there, they need encouragement for to keep their strong hands. I have people tell me all the time, Adam, if it wasn't for your videos, my hand would not be as strong as it is. And that means a lot, dudes. That means you're paying attention. It means you're 20%ers, and you're well on your way. I mean, you understand that the Bitcoin is the savings account of the future, and you have self-control. And there's so many people out there these days and age, this day and age, they're so impulsive. It's unbelievable. And every day that Bitcoin goes down a little bit in fiat, the impulsive voices you hear in the crypto noise land, you just got to learn to ignore them, people. And this channel helps you do that. And I'm proud of that, man. It's been quite a ride, hasn't it, dudes? It's been quite a freaking. I know I say this sometimes, and it's moments like this when I just reflect back on this. This has been such a freaking adventure. Every continent I've been on, other than Antarctica, talking about Bitcoin and stuff, man. It is, and because I got into this, and I had a strong hand, and I was telling people, and I practiced what I preached, man. I practiced what I preach. I bought that Bitcoin when it was low, baby. When people were saying, "Oh, $700, you're getting ripped off, Adam." They didn't say Adam, they said whoever. Because I heard it all the time. So be in motion, people. Don't just be a talker and a complainer. Be a doer, and you never know where you're going to end up in a year. It's awesome, man. All right. Again, get links below. A TechBalt, TechBalt on Twitter, and that's been blowing up lately. Of course, it's always fun. I get so much information from there. You can get a lot of the information. There's a lot of crypto noise out there too, but you'll be able to filter it out. I mean, if you're a 20%er, you will at least. So yeah, you can get your Trezor Ledger Nano at links below also. And of course, those of you who worry about the price of Bitcoin and fiat, I mean, it's become apparent now that, the new trend is Bitcoin goes down, they all go down in fiat. I mean, no one is reversing. No one's going in. No other altcoin or cryptocurrency, whatever, is going in a different direction. Okay, Dershopi says, he just gave me $10 in the super chat. Thank you, man. Thanks a lot. He says the S word, I can't say that word on air. It's still low. You rock, dude. Always so bubbly. Yeah, man, I'm bubbly. I'm bubbly like an altcoin back in December. No. And dude, those altcoins, they'll be back. They'll be back also. It's all cyclical. So it's we go through trends, we go through patterns. It's all, all these things get repumped right now. Right now in terms of fiat, well, value your wealth in Bitcoin, people. I still have the same amount of Bitcoin I had yesterday. Hopefully, over at Steam, and I keep on getting some steam. So I'll eventually turn that into Bitcoin. So I'll have more Bitcoin soon. The rich get richer. No, it's not the rich get richer. I shouldn't even say that. The rich do get richer. So aim to be rich, but it's the smart that get richer. It's the long-term thinkers who get richer, who don't try to make a quick buck, who just know how to save like their freaking grandparents did, who really listened to what their grandparents told them. Oh man, my grandfather used to tell me some great things. He was a great guy. Anyway, and all my grandparents, obviously my grandmother is still alive, his wife, and my other grandmother who's deceased, she used to tell me some great things also. My other grandfather I'm actually named after, so he was not alive. I never met him. But oh yeah, my other grandmother, yeah, she was a great woman too, man. I think about her a lot, definitely. Glorious person. Anyway, all right, not enough grandma memories. But she'd be very proud. I remember my great aunt told me, your grandma liked a person who could start their own business or a businessman. She liked business people. She liked them. So I'm sure she'd be very happy to see how I turned out. Maybe she's watching this video up there right now, probably. Pound that like button, Grandma. All right, so what else do we have here? Now it is. Oh yeah. So I talked about how all the altcoins just. They're not doing anything special now because when Bitcoin goes down, they all go down. Eventually, maybe that'll be reversed again, but some will actually go up on their own. But for now, if you value your wealth in fiat, they're all going down. So value your wealth in Bitcoin. All right, the great Nathan down in Perth, Bundy. He's got his own channel. He's been on here before. You guys know who he is. And, I hung out with him in Perth. When I go back to Perth in the future, we'll be hanging again, dude. But he sent me a very interesting article and a comment. He says, "Hi, Adam. Thought you may like this one. We put so much effort into how you can control your own money, and then people combat it with the internet could go down. But this just happens, and it doesn't get the same news. A bank went offline. I have a friend that works in a bakery, and they couldn't accept card payments during this issue." So he sent me an article from an Australian newspaper about, I believe it's Commonwealth Bank down there. And it stopped. It turned off. And it was an outage. And that's it. And it stopped. You couldn't get your money. You can read the article. It's linked to below. This isn't in some third world country. This isn't a minor bank. This is in Australia, which is just like the United States, people, okay? It's a very modern, all the comforts of the United States type of country, modern technology all over the place, and the bank just goes down. And that can happen, and that's why you want to have Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't go down. That's why Bitcoin's going to win in the long run, because people are going to, there are no hours, banks are closed on Sundays. Bitcoin isn't closed on Sundays, okay? Maybe that should be Bitcoin's slogan. That'll get the 60-year-old crowd into it. Bitcoin, it's not closed on Sundays. But yeah, I mean, anyway, even in this situation, you couldn't get it out of the ATM if it was a Sunday and you went to an ATM and this situation happens, you couldn't get your money out because banks can shut down. And I guess it's back online now. I don't know, but I appreciate what Nathan was trying to say there, and I'm glad he sent me that article. And check it out for yourself, people. This is the real world here. That's what happens when you deal with a third party, a centralized system like that. It can be shut down. It can be shut down. Bitcoin can't be shut down. Unconfiscatable. And yeah, by the way, that bank, if the Australian government wanted to confiscate every penny in that bank, said everybody was a drug dealer involved with that bank, they could do so. They can't do that with Bitcoin. Australia is a lovely country, though, to hang out in, man. I'm obviously all governments. I'm not a fan of any government. anywhere. So I'm not talking about their government, but it's a fun country to hang out in, got to say. And of course, Perth is my favorite city in Australia. It is. I've said it before. I'll say it again. That is my favorite one. But I'm a quirky guy from a quirky city called Baltimore, and that's why I like quirky Perth in quirky Western Australia. Pound that like button. So, I mean, you got to be different, people. Be proud of yourself, man. Be who you are, dudes. That's life, man. That's life. All right. So Matt Odell has, let me make sure. Matt Odell has a tweet about Ripple. Ripple Corp tried to bribe Gemini and Coinbase to add Ripple and were denied. Okay, those are his words, not mine. And yeah, so if you check out the link, he shows a picture of a document, I guess. Basically, it shows that Ripple tried the pay-to-play method. They tried to buy their way onto Coinbase, it appears. And maybe that's why there were those rumors about Ripple being on Coinbase, because this was slipping out. But if Ripple tries this, obviously other coins out there have been successful trying to do this on other exchanges. There's no doubt about it. And that's why I had that whole thing about decentralized exchanges yesterday or the day before, whenever I was talking. It was yesterday. And hey, decentralized exchanges, Bisq, it's out there. Let's do it. Let's pump out Bisq, man. Yeah, I linked to them below. All right. So yeah, Matt Odell spreading that word about Ripple. And again, he calls it Ripple Corp because Ripple is a corporation. There's a corporation behind the cryptocurrency. And that one can be shut down because it is centralized. That's not like Bitcoin. Learn the difference, people. All right, what else do we have out here today? This has been quite a show. Lots of different topics I'm just pulling out of my head. Or am I really pulling them out of another orifice? Not my mouth, but well, anyway. All right, so Matt Odell, Matt Odell's got like a trifecta of awesome tweets here. Here comes the second one. And dudes, trifecta, that's what you play at the track. Don't gamble at the track. Don't be an altcoin gambler. Don't be an ICO gambler. Now, by the way, when I was 17 years old, I would go to Pimlico racetrack and I would gamble because I thought it was cool because I was getting in there before I was 18. Don't be a 17-year-old. Yeah, I bet on some trifectas and lost in my day, of course. But I was 17 years old. Don't be a 17-year-old. Because with gambling, the house always wins. They always win. Although Pimlico hasn't been renovated for many, many years. They might be winning, but whew, they don't spend money out there. But good for them. Who needs to renovate that place? It's a classic. So, and the taxpayers of Baltimore City and Baltimore County and Maryland shouldn't have to bail them out. But it would be sad if the Preakness leaves Baltimore. But hey, that's life. Things have left Baltimore in the past. The Colts left Baltimore on that snowy night in March of 1984. That anniversary just passed, actually, if anyone knows what the heck I'm talking about. So, another Matt Odell tweet from his trifecta. So, Fortress sold $200 million worth of Bitcoin over the last few months. Mt. Gox trustee sold $362 million worth of Bitcoin over the same time period. So that's $562 million worth of Bitcoin dumped on the market since December between those two alone. I'm surprised the price didn't drop lower. Yeah, that's a lot. What is this? What type of fund is well, it doesn't matter what Fortress is. It's some type of fund of some sort. But apparently they were dumping a lot too. But still the price in fiat is like 10 times what it was at points last year and in 2016. I mean, it's amazing. These huge weak hands, I guess I call them. They can't bring down Bitcoin, these huge institutional weak hands. So it keeps on rolling along, baby. Rolling. This show is taking very a long time. I'm really stressed. I mean, I don't want to stretch this show out, but it just keeps going and going. How can you even watch this thing at this point, people? All right, pound that like button. Okay, last thing. Oh God. So this is also from Matt Odell. Of course, this is a trifecta. Here's my master thread on the Gox trustee sales. No coins have moved from the wallets he controls since February the 5th. All speculation points to Gox sales being over with, since he has sold enough to cover all bankruptcy claims based on their fiat value. Okay, so there it is. If you're worried about Mt. Gox dumping more, Matt Odell doesn't think it's going to happen because they've made enough fiat to cover all their debts, apparently. So take it for what it's worth. I don't worry about those things anyway, tell you the truth, man, because I know over the long term, Bitcoin is the winner. Bitcoin is going to do just fine. Bear markets in terms of fiat have happened before. They've been long. I've seen them. I've lived them. I've beaten them. And I'm traveling around the freaking world, people. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the notes section below. I will say hello to you guys in the chat section. Chat this very late night here in Baltimore. Bye.